everyone, my name is Teacher Ford and this is our lesson number 4. Very good. Let's start our lesson. And remember, to be the best, you have to study and work hard. Okay, here we go. Let's start by opening our class book on page number 58. Okay, everyone, open your class book, page number 58. Let's go. Lesson 4, Part 1. Which sentence is in the story? Make more sentences. Now, as you can see, we've got 2 sentences here. One of them is, there's some water over there. Now, let's check. Is this sentence in the story we learned last lesson? In pages number 57 and 56. And the answer is yes. The first sentence is actually in the story. Well, what about the second sentence? There isn't any cheese on the table. This is not mentioned in the story. Let's make some more sentences. But before doing that, there are some important notes. In the first sentence, we use the word some. In the second sentence, we use the word any. And we must know that we use some when we don't want to say exactly how much. And we use any for negative sentences. Also, you can note that we used is for both sentences. And we used is here because we aren't talking about how many. We are talking about a general quantity of cheese, milk, or water. And one last note, please remember that cheese, bread, sugar, milk, and so on are uncountable nouns. Now let's make some more sentences. There's some juice over there. We can say that. We can also say there isn't any juice on the table. We can say, there's some milk over there. We can also say, there isn't any milk on the table. Well, what about bread? We can say, there's some bread on the grass. We can also say, there isn't any chocolate on the rug. Okay, awesome. Now you can pause the video and try making new sentences by yourself. Now, moving on to part 2 of today's lesson. Look at the picture and then say true or false. Now, what can you see in this picture? We can see a rug on the far left, cheese, juice, bread, water. And then on the grass, we can see juice, milk, bread, chocolate. Finally, on the table, we can see milk, chocolate, cheese, and water. Now listen and say true or false.
Listening 2.46. Listen and say true or false.
There's some juice on the table.
True or false.
There isn't any milk on the rug.
True or false.
There's some chocolate on the rug.
True or false.
There isn't any bread on the table.
True or false.
Moving on to the third part of today's lesson. In this part, you practice making sentences by yourself. Sentences such as, there's some milk on the table. There isn't any chocolate on the rug. And there's some cheese on the grass. Now moving on to part 4. Let's look at the picture, read the sentences, and write true or false. Number 1, there's some water on the table. Now let's take a look at the picture. We can see that it's true. There is some water on the table. So let's write true. Number 2, there isn't any cheese on the grass. Let's take a look at the picture. It's true. There isn't any cheese on the grass. Let's write true. Number 3, there's some chocolate on the rug. Now let's take a look. There isn't any chocolate on the rug. So let's write false. And number 4, there isn't any bread on the table. Let's take a look. It's actually true. There isn't any bread on the table. So let's write true. Okay, congratulations and well done. Now I want you to close your class book and open your activity book. Let's open our activity books on page number 72. One more time, page number 72. Let's go. Okay, in page 72, let's take a look and read the first 2 sentences. There's some water. There isn't any cheese. In this activity, we must write about each picnic table. Now we've got 4 picnic tables. For picnic table number 1, there's some milk on this picnic table. And this is the milk. There's some cheese and some bread. Cheese, some bread. There isn't any water. Now let's write similar sentences for number 2, 3, and 4. For picnic table number 2, this is water. So we write, there's some water on this picnic table. There is some cheese, of course, cheese right in the middle. There's some cheese. And bread on the right hand side of picnic table number 2. We can see some bread and some bread. Now let's think, what's missing in picnic table number 2? So we've got water, we've got cheese, and we've got some bread. But we haven't got any milk. So we write, there isn't any milk. There isn't any milk. Now pause the video, complete the activity, then play the video and check your answers. And this is how your final answers should look like. Well done, everyone. We finished lesson 4. Amazing. Good job, you guys. Okay, so this was Teacher Spider-Man. Good job, you guys, and see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.